Good morning, Mr. Sipple. Can you state and spell your name for the record?
Excuse me, Don Sipple, DonSipple.
And where do you live, Mr. Sipple?
I live on a farm, E7614, 430th Avenue, Menominee, on a farm.
And is that residence located in Springbrook Township?
That's correct.
And that's in Dunn County, Wisconsin?
Yes.
How long have you lived at that residence?
All my life. I've never moved.
If you don't mind me asking, how long is that?
I shouldn't probably tell you, but it's 90 years.
And do you remember on March 22nd of 2018, a young lady come into your house unexpectedly?
Yes, I do.
And is that same woman present in the courtroom today? Do you see her in here?
Yes, I can.
Can you describe what color shirt she's wearing?
At that time,
Oh, no, right now.
right now, it's a pink jacket and floral on her shirt.
Okay. The record could reflect the witness identified the defendant.
All right, the record will reflect that Mr. Sipple has identified Ms. McCandless, the defendant.
And Mr. Sipple, did you call someone after the defendant came to your house?
Well, not right away. I was just about to have my evening meal in we call it a den, an addition on our house. It was about 4:15, 4:20 in the afternoon, and I was just about ready to sit down, and I saw this young lady go by the windows. And we have a deck on the south side, and she went up that deck. There's only about 4 steps, and hit the doorbell about 7 times, I think, 6, 7 times, like nobody's ever done before.
And after she came to your house, did you call the police?
Not right away. She, after I went to the door, which is another door from the main entry, and opened the door, and she looked at me and asked me to take her to the hospital.
And how did you respond?
It took me off guard. I didn't quite know what to do at that time, but a little bit later, she said she was attacked. And at that time, then I thought I kind of got my senses together, and I decided I'd call 911.
Okay.
But in the meantime, our dining area is just close to this room. When I brought her in was utility room, and I went to the dining room and got a chair and brought her in and sat her on this chair, and then I decided to call 911.
And do you remember listening to the 911 call before coming into court today?
Did I what?
Did you listen to the 911 call before coming into court today?
Yes, I did.
May I approach?
You may.
I'm showing you Exhibit 163. Are those your initials?
Yes, they are.
Okay. And when you listened to that, was it an accurate copy of the phone call you made?
Going back, I did not listen to that. I read what we talked about a long time ago, and I did not listen to this.
Well, do you remember before we came into court, I played that for you?
Yes, you
Yep.
did.
And was it an accurate copy?
Very accurate.
Okay. I'd move Exhibit 163 into evidence.
Agreed.
I'd also move Exhibit 164, the transcript.
Okay, first of all, Exhibit 163 will be received, and Exhibit 164, again, subject to, well, I'll receive that, but I'll note that there is an objection to it, and we'll elaborate at a later time.
I request to publish the 911 call for the jury.
You may.
15 seconds.
I'm County 911. What's the address of the emergency?
This is Don Sipple calling, and I have a young lady that just came to my house, and somebody attacked her, and she needs a doctor. Her clothes are all torn, and...
Okay, what is the address you're located at?
What?
What is the address you are at?
E7614, 430th Avenue.
Okay. And is she injured?
Yeah, she's injured. Her mouth is kind of got some blood around it, and her clothes are all torn.
Okay. And she's by herself?
She's by herself. She walked to my house here just recently.
Okay. And can you ask her what her name is?
Just hold on a second.
Okay.
What's your name, ma'am? What? You don't know? She's in kind of bad shape. She just says she don't know.
Okay. Let me put you on hold. Do not hang up. I'm going to start some help, okay?
Sure.
16, 18, 20 seconds.
All right, Don, you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What is your middle initial?
My middle initial?
Yep.
A.
Okay. And your date of birth?
11/29/28.
Okay.
But it's a young lady that's here that needs help pretty quick.
Yep, I have an ambulance and some officers started that way. Did she say who did this to her?
Did she what?
Did she say who did this to her?
No, she said she was attacked, assaulted, and she's from Eau Claire.
Okay. And
Yeah, tell me your name.
did she say where this happened?
No, I didn't discuss that.
Okay. Do you want to stay on the phone with me, Don, or?
Sure.
Okay.
So the ambulance is on the way?
Yep, ambulance and officers are on their way. I'll stay on the phone with you as long as I can.
Okay, I'll hang on.
Okay.
Sixteen, 19, 25 seconds.
Coming for help. She's coming for help.
So besides her bleeding from the mouth, do we know what other injuries she has? Does she look like she's injured anywhere else?
Yeah, she looks a little bit, there's some other bloody marks on her leg a little bit,
Okay.
and her pants are all torn.
Okay. And how old, if you had to guess, how old do you think she is?
How old are you, ma'am? 19.
19. Okay.
The ambulance is coming. You're going to get help.
And so she came on foot, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. She just walked to my door.
Okay. Can you ask her who did this to her? Or are you not going to?
Repeat that, please.
Can you ask her who did this to her?
Oh, just a second. Do you have any idea who did this to you? Just hold on. No, she can't. She's
Pretty distraught.
upset, and I can see why.
Okay. Don, do you have some type of blanket or something that you could get her to wrap her up?
Sure, I can.
Okay.
Just hold on. I'm going to lay the phone down here a second.
Okay.
Sixteen, 21, 11 seconds. Sixteen, 21, 59 seconds. Sixteen, 22, 35 seconds.
Yep.
She don't have any shoes on.
Okay.
Hands are all muddied.
Okay.
I think she's probably walked quite a ways. I don't know without shoes how far she came, but...
Right. Okay. And is she outside of your residence, or where is she?
No, she's in. I got her inside.
She's inside. Okay.
Yep. she's shivering, she's cold, so you had a good idea that I should have thought of getting a blanket around her to keep her warm, but I got her sitting on a chair.
Okay, sounds good. I'll keep you on the phone here.
This isn't Keith.
Nope, this isn't.
Or is he working there yet, Keith Sunby?
He was in the jail, I know, at one point.
Oh, he was in that end of it.
Yeah.
This is a strange situation, one I've never seen, and I've been around a long time.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing you called. It's glad she made it somewhere safe anyways.
Well, when I got her and brought her into the house, she wanted me to drive her to the hospital, but I didn't think I should be doing that.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. We'll get her the help she needs. We have an ambulance here out also.
That's just what she needs, and
Yep.
we'll get her taken care of.
Yep.
I suppose the ambulance will probably take 10, 15 minutes to get here.
Yeah, they're coming from Menominee, unfortunately, so it'll be a few minutes, but
I'm just about nine miles from, well, which station are they coming from?
from Menominee, they'll come from the downtown station.
The downtown station? Yeah, it's about 10 miles from there.
Sure.
She's got glasses on. She said maybe I told her she's 19.
Okay, yep. And did you say the blood around her mouth looks like it was dry, or?
Yeah, it's a little on the dry side, yeah.
Okay.
So it must have happened a little while ago.
Okay.
I think she's walked quite a ways, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know how she found it here, but that's okay.
Yep. Don, do you have any family
They're
pets?
here
or
right
anything?
now. They're here right now. It's the police officer.
Okay. All right, I'll let you go. You speak with him, Don. Thank you.
You bet.
Okay.
Mr. Sipple, when you called and you were talking on the phone, was the defendant, was she in the same room as you, or did you go into a different room?
I was back and forth because my phone was in a different area. I was back and forth with calling the operator that I
Sure.
was talking to. It wasn't very far off. It was just a few steps, but it was just, I wasn't far away.
And then when the police came, you kind of let them take over?
Excuse me, there was one thing here about the family was here. My family wasn't there. We talked about the ambulance was coming. My family was not there.
Okay. So you were the only person in the house?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And at any time when you were with the defendant, did you observe her crying?
I never really saw any tears, but she was visibly shaken, because of what had taken place. She just, she was really upset because of
Sure.
what she'd gone through.
But you don't know what she went through? She didn't tell you what happened?
No idea.
Okay.
And I didn't question about that.
Sure.
But
Okay.
one thing she did, after she said she was attacked, after I got her into the house, I looked out the window to see if somebody else might be following her, but there was nobody.
Okay, I have no further questions. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Mr. Nelson, any cross?
Yes, thanks. Mr. Sipple, how are you?
Well, I'm doing pretty good
You're a farmer, is that right?
all my life.
And that's your, we've seen some pictures of your place. That's your farm place there?
Yes, it is.
And is that your daughter that lives next to you?
That's correct.
And your daughter that lives next to you, she was gone that day?
She was gone. She has her own little side business. She's semi-retired, but she didn't have to be home, so the driveway is right below mine, so I think she probably traveled that first, and my daughter wasn't home and then came to my house.
So your two driveways connect, right?
Yep.
Is that right? Your driveway and your daughter's driveway connect,
No,
correct?
well, eventually they do. It's kind of a half circle, but our houses are only a couple hundred feet apart.
And when you first saw Ms. McCandless, you saw her in the back portion of your house, correct?
Yep,
Is that right?
that's right.
She appeared to be coming, did you see which direction she was coming? Whether she was coming from your daughter's house or up your driveway or from the field or?
Well, the driveways kind of interconnect somewhere along the line, and I don't know. I didn't see her until she was right by my house.
Okay. And I think you'd told the police before that you'd initially seen her running and then you saw her walking. Is that right?
Well, she was kind of a half run, half walk. She was going by my windows pretty quickly.
Looked like she was in a hurry.
Yes.
And eventually she got up to your door. Eventually you saw her get up to the door.
Yes, she did. There's about 4 steps up to the deck, and our deck isn't a real big one. So then she got to the doorbell, and that's what happened.
And you had made observations of her as she was moving quickly towards the door, correct?
Well, she was standing still. As I opened the door, and I was right there. And
So I want to ask you questions about what you saw, okay?
yeah,
She appeared disheveled,
correct.
a bit of a mess, yes?
Yes, she was.
She had blood on her face.
I didn't know if it was blood. It was a round circle around her mouth.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was, but I can't say for.
Did you see a cut on her lip?
No, I did not.
Okay. Did you see whether there was a mark on her neck?
No, I didn't notice that.
Okay. You saw her wearing a flannel shirt, I believe you said you saw?
I kind of believe it was type of a flannel type shirt.
You made out a written statement to the police about, or I shouldn't say this, you told Investigator Dickus what you saw and he wrote it down, is that right?
That's correct.
And then you signed your name to that, correct?
Yes, I did.
And what he wrote down is your words, had a flannel shirt, I believe with some blue in it. Is that right?
That's correct.
I want to show you a picture. Can I just put it on the Elmo, Judge?
Okay, what exhibit?
632, Your
And
Honor.
is that already received?
Yes.
Okay.
Showing you a picture on the screen there of Exhibit 632. Do you see that shirt?
Yes, I do.
Does that look like the shirt she was wearing that day, a blue flannel?
You know, that's been a year and a half ago, and I kind of think it is, but I can't say for certain. Things happen pretty fast, sir.
I understand. It was a bit of an emergency. Would you agree? Did you hear that, sir? I said it was happening fast. It was a bit of an emergency. Would you agree?
Yes, you're right.
You said you saw her pants were cut up. Is that right?
They were torn.
And you don't know how they got to be
No
torn.
idea. I didn't question her.
And that there was some blood on the pants, it appeared.
A little bit.
And then there was covered in mud. Is that right?
Yeah, she did not have shoes on and was mud all up to her knees.
So from her knees down was covered in mud?
Yes,
And then stocking feet,
stocking feet.
shivering.
She was shivering. It was 22nd of March. It wasn't hot, but it wasn't terrible cold right then.
But she was shivering, right? Yes?
She was.
I think you'd said before, too, that she appeared to be in distress. Was that the word you used?
I believe so.
And that she was very upset.
Yes, she was.
And I think what you'd said is she was visibly shaking, that right?
Yes, she was.
She was really upset because of what she went through. Is that right?
That's correct.
And when you saw her visibly upset, you invited her into your home?
Yes.
You went into the other room and you got a chair?
Yes, into the dining room and got a chair and put her in a chair. And I didn't think quick enough, but after I called the operator at the, what's the name of the police?
911?
Yeah, he recommended that I get her a blanket and cover.
So you got her a chair and she sat down,
Yeah, sat down and,
told you she was attacked,
yes,
and then you she'd asked to go to the hospital.
Yes,
But after you heard attacked, you thought the better course was to get her help from the police or an ambulance, right?
that's correct.
You'd rather have somebody else come and pick her up and deal with her there than you're getting her in a car and you're driving her someplace.
I didn't have any idea of taking her myself.
Sure. The best course for you to get her help was to call 911. Would you agree?
They were there in like 10, 12 minutes, they were there.
And you wanted them there quickly because you knew she needed help, right?
Exactly.
And you got her the help that she needed. Is that right?
Well, I hope I did.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any redirect?
Well, at the time, the only information that you had about what happened was what the defendant told you.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any recross based on that?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sipple. You could step down. I believe Mr. Sipple, he'd be then released from his subpoena.
Yes.
So you're